my lovelies, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jamie. Today we are going to be working on my Bookpage. Bookpage is a magazine subscription that you can get every month. It's either a subscription that you can get individually for yourself, or some libraries do the subscription to where you can get them for free because they just give them out. This one I got at Books A Million. Sometimes they carry them, sometimes they don't. But as of lately, I've been finding them over there. If you can't find them, some of the libraries have the subscription to it. I absolutely love these. These give you the latest and the newest about the new books that are going to be coming out. They give you some of the authors' interviews about how they did the book and the questionnaires. And then some other things that they give is like a lot of recommendations. It's like 30-40 pages of nothing but book recommendations. Obviously, we know this one is very popular right now, part of the Lightlark series and a part of the Songbird series. I love these. These are my go-to. We are going to do something different this time. So normally after I'm done with them, I've just been recycling them and writing down which ones I want. I don't want to do that anymore because I forget. So I'm tired. I'm tired of forgetting. So what we're actually going to do is today I'm going to circle which one I want to read, or if there's any ones that I need to add to my series list, any things I need to add to my TBR, I want to keep these from now on so that I can keep track. I give myself another TBR idea. I'm just tired of throwing these away. I don't want to throw them away anymore. So they're going to be on my shelf from now on. I still have to write down which one goes on my TBR because I put them all on my Goodreads. I'm ready to keep these and go through this month's because it is a little late in the month. It's the middle of the month, but at the same time, these go all the way to the end of the month. So I've got my pen here, and we are going to go through together, and we are going to look at all the new releases and see if there's anything that you think I should add to my TBR. If I missed something, by the way, that you guys want to read or you think that I should read, you guys can write it down in the comments, and I will go through them and add it later. So without further ado, we are going to get started on our Bookpage reviews. Okay, so first thing right off the bat, I already know about this series, but this is the next one of the series for those of you who are looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to reading it. So since we're so close to the holidays, I knew that this would be coming up. This is just all the kids' books that they suggest you read or suggest you get for your kids in addition to the holidays. But we've got our table of contents here, any journals that they've done, any of the gifts. But we go through literally genre by genre and the type of style books that they have. So we are going to go forward with that. I am not a big nonfiction writer, so these I'm probably going to skip. Don't really do the travel books. Art, also not really. Looks like Lee Child made another book. I've known about that one for a while. So I'm not going to start his books because I know he has so many until like way later. But let's see. That is too funny. So I was over at my friend's house. My bestie, she had just had her birthday, and I went over to the house to drop off her gift, and she let me borrow her book. So I get to start reading that too. So this one, hopefully I get to start soon. I know I've heard about Before Coffee Gets Cold. I'm going to wait a little bit longer before I start that series. So I'm going to look into that one. And then, let's see. I've heard of the Christmas Tree Farm. I've heard about this one. And I do want to read a football romance one because I'm not real big on sports books, but I do like football sometimes. So we're going to go through and we're going to do that. So these are also some of the holiday ones. Nothing really stands out to me. For my people who love Lore Olympus, Webtoons is the platform on which Lore Olympus came from. Okay, so I'm going to explain this real quick because I have a feeling that she's going to do this through the whole video. My cat is in the middle of her lady time, so if you hear her in the background, she's meowing for attention. Same thing with Charlie. Charlie's been very barky because of it. My animals are not going to cooperate with me with my videos, and I can't be mad at them for it. So if you guys hear barking or meowing in the background, I apologize, but it's out of my control. So, True Beauty is about a girl who literally is filled with so much makeup that she is unrecognizable to the world. So this is her. This is her without makeup. It's like a difference. It's like a definite difference. She's like complete another person. So she's trying to deal with life, trying to do this double life, because if she doesn't put her makeup on that day, like, nobody knows who she is, so she needs to be very careful with that. Cursed Princess Club, I've heard about. I've read a little bit of it, not a lot. Same thing with this one. Unordinary, this is one of my favorite ones. If you guys like the concept of a society that has powers, it literally shows the stats too, like how powerful they are. If you guys like that, this story is about this guy right here. He doesn't have any powers. He's kind of just there. So we go through, he's the big hotshot of the school. She's used to be one of the big ones, but then she became friends with him and kind of just, she was done. We go through, there's different plot lines, there's different stories. But this one is one of my favorites next to True Beauty. If you guys like Lore Olympus, I would definitely look into these two as well. Webtoon is really, really awesome. Real quick for those of you who don't know about Webtoon. So Webtoon is basically a graphic novel platform that illustrators and people who want to become comic or graphic artists go to create stories for people. Some of them are really, really cheesy and the art's not as good, but so many of them, the art is amazing. Obviously, Lore Olympus, I was there when she first started and they only had like a couple of chapters out. And I have gone through that whole Webtoon series, and now look at her. She's given out books. I know they're doing that for True Beauty. I know they're doing that for, apparently, Unordinary now. Unordinary was one of my favorite ones. There's a couple others that I think need to get that recognition as well. But Webtoon is such an awesome platform. They have changed recently. They used to have free episodes during the day, but because people would just fly through them so quick, they've started doing a pass for a few of them. I know Lore Olympus, you can only go through a few a day, maybe even just one a day. It depends, but it is such an awesome platform. It's great for those who want to start out and not make full-on books. So the graphic artists who don't immediately go into it, they make like a little mini series. And there's so many out there. There's so many good stories, so many good comics. I absolutely love Webtoon. It is one of my favorites. So for those of you who don't know about it, definitely check it out, because they also do have a lot of events where you can go and meet them in person. They have like little Comic-Cons for the Webtoon artists, and it's so awesome. It's really awesome. So moving forward with that, Heart of Stone just came out. I know that this one is the Book of the Month one. I didn't get that one. Same thing with this one. So we're going to be moving forward with that. This one looks interesting. So this one, it looks like... Okay, so this is about a story about an English artist, Carrie Morgan, who returns to her hometown of Woodsmoke, and her grandmother decides to refurbish before selling the property and leaving again. So this does sound like a book that I would be interested in reading, so we're going to do that one. See what Perfect Fit's about. So it looks like Josephine Davis runs her own clothing company in Austin, Texas, and is shocked when her largest investor hires business consultant Will Grant. Not only is Will the twin brother of Joe's ex-best friend, but the pair also made out as teenagers. Okay, so this is another close proximity Probably best friends to lovers type of thing, or enemies to lovers, excuse me. So we'll look into that one. And I've heard a lot about this one. This one's already on my list. Story of Perfume. Okay, hang on. Okay, so this is about perfume. So, although fragrance is traditionally skipped by scholarly treatment, historian Elizabeth Friedel takes it seriously. Okay, so what? This is a background story about perfume? That honestly would be interesting to learn. So we're gonna go through that one. Okay, so this one didn't really struck my fancy. Same thing with that one. This one right here, Murder Takes the Stage, seems interesting. I've already got Louise Penny, one of her earlier ones on my list, so I don't gotta worry about that. But this one, see what that one's about. This is a story about an actor whose surname beginning with the letter A turns up dead at a theater beginning with the letter A, and then the body of an actor playing B is discovered at a theater beginning with B. You can see where this is going. So it's a clever, delicious spin on Christie. Agatha Christie's ABC murders. So this seems very interesting. The cover is definitely striking and pulls you in a little bit. So we're probably going to go with this one. And I need to mark this because this one is interesting. This is one we haven't had before. So stories of bibliophiles or different like hidden libraries. Like they didn't have those last time. But this is why I love Bookpage. They always keep adding new things in here, different kinds of topics, different kinds of genres all the time. Nothing I'm really interested in, so we're gonna move on. Once again, some cookbooks. I have enough cookbooks in my house. I don't need to do any of these right now, but yeah, this is kind of cool, especially this one. I may look into this one later. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna do that. So these are the biggest audio ones right now, and I already have this one on, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Alright, so I already know about Nora Roberts, Brandon Sanderson. I have heard a little bit about Philip Margolin. Kind of just iffy at the moment right now. Richard Price, Mary Pearson. This is the only one that really stands out to me, so we're going to do that one. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the audios. We have another new little heading, so it's a leap ahead into spring, so it's got all of the garden stuff listed in right here. I'm not real big on gardening because I live in an apartment. I don't have to worry about this right now, but once I get my house somewhere, once we get to that, I'll look into those a little more then. This one up here, I think I've heard about. So this one seems like it could be good. So apparently, a 4-year-old child disappears from a farm in Maine. Migrant family is employed during the summer set in 1962. So it's narrated by Ruthie's brother and by Norma, a girl whose remote, unapproachable parents seem to be harboring secrets. So, okay. So this is kind of like a literary where is she type of book. So, and it's in our book club section, which is nice. So nothing new here. I know about this one, so I don't have to worry about that. Both of those don't really strike my fancy. As far as this one goes, By the Fire We Carry, I've already wrote that one down. This one I've already written down. I need to read both of those. But that's pretty much it for this page. This page was pretty cut and dry for the Heritage Month. I love it when Books A Million adds in this little extra section. Last time it was TikToks. This time it's beautiful covers or beautiful books. I need to finish the rest of that series. This one looks interesting. I need to look into that one. And same thing with this one. I saw the audio. I was iffy about it, but we'll do it just in case. So the Caravel series, it looks like it's got some new covers coming out. The Court of the Vampire Queen looks pretty interesting, so I may have to look into that one, see what that one's about too. So moving forward, like I said, I already have this one, and she also has this one, so when I'm finished, she can let me loan the second one. Things We Left Behind. I think I can get this off of Kindle Unlimited. I gotta double check. And Seven Husbands I just got not too long ago, so I don't have to worry about that one either. Half King, I am pretty sure I've marked it before, but just in case I haven't, we're gonna do that. Very pretty. That one would be cool. Matter of fact, any of these would be cool. So here's our book talk section. I definitely know about this one. I've already marked Light Lark, so I don't have to worry about that one right now. I've also written down Inheritance Games, so I don't gotta worry about that. Throne of Secrets. I need to find out if I added that one or not. Pretty sure I did. Same thing with that one, but I'm pretty sure I did. This one, people have told me is a retelling of Ariel, and that the other one, the first one, is a retelling of Cinderella. Cinderella and Belle are one of my favorites, so I am looking forward to giving this a try. I don't remember if I've added it or not. I gotta double check. To faves. So I haven't heard any of these before. That's the only thing that I wish they did for the book talks and these kind of sections, is they don't really tell anything. They just kind of give you the price of how much they're going to be in store. This one, I'm pretty sure I already have on there, but I gotta double check. Trader Queen looks pretty cool, so I'll look into that one. There's another Elsie Silver and Lauren Asher. I'll look into those if I end up liking their style of writing, because I haven't read anything from either of them yet. That is on my to-be list. If I don't get to it this year, I will be looking forward to reading both of these authors next year. We've got our manga section. It's pretty as always. Moving forward with young adult. I've already looked into that one. For those of you who have not read Eleanor and Park, it is an awesome book. It was one of her earliest ones of Rainbow Rowell. One of my favorite books that I read in high school. Still one of my favorites today. I have it on my shelf. I loved it. Lost Girl. That one looks interesting, so I'll look into that one. Same thing with Dark. I've already known about the Queen's Game. It's Not Me, It's You. I'm pretty sure I've marked this already, but just in case, I'm gonna mark that one too. Let's see. Game curious size big for the main. Interesting. I may look into this one. Best New Fiction, so these are always usually the big name authors. Got Paula Hawkins. I gotta look into that, but I'm pretty sure I already have that one. David Baldacci. Janet Ivanovich. Before We Forget Kindness, and Louise Penny. All a bunch of authors that I want to read, just don't want to start yet because they have so many books and they're still writing them. So, let's see. Nothing in nonfiction really catches my eye that much, so we're going to skip all the nonfiction. But just in case you guys want to look, these are the newest, latest ones, in case you want to look at them. So we have our first interview in Bookpage, and it is, How Does That Make You Feel? Night to Auckland. So it's a literary fiction. So let's see what this one's about real quick. Kind of a funny story. So it explains it right here. And it says in the book, Magda, a psychiatrist who is turning 70, takes a lengthy, life-changing road trip with the cremated remains of her best friend Sarah buckled up in the passenger seat beside her. So this is kind of like a story of, you know, one of those, let's go on a road trip because it's what you wanted and we're going to do it type of thing. Which, the whole cover is just funny to me. Can you imagine doing that? I can't. I'm only gonna look into this one because in the far corner of the interview, we have some of the November releases. So I've heard a lot about certain ones of these. We get to see I think it's the third time we've seen this book so far, which is crazy to me. This is the only one that I know that is gonna come out. Cher is one of my favorite artists, so I do want to read her memoir. This is just funny to me because as of today, this comes out tomorrow. So I'm super excited for this one, and I can't wait for it to come up. Okay, so next up we have another Bookpage interview. So it takes place over a period of several years in the early mid-60s, and it's about May Day, moving day. I know nothing about this, so this would be interesting for me to learn about. Just to learn something new that happened in New York. Shy Creatures, apparently, let's see, works as an art therapist at a psychiatric hospital, and though her mother calls her a piece of work, a mental asylum, she has found not only her professional calling, but also the love of her life in a very clever and handsome doctor. Cool. This is a historical fiction included with a man who comes in trying to get between them. Okay, let's do this one. My pen dried out on me. Moving on, we are getting to our reviews of all of our fiction. So starting off, this one, Magnificent Ruins. It looks like this is mostly about politics, and I'm not really into that at the moment, so. In this land, her mother and younger brother are killed in a car accident. Her father folds under pressure from his extended Nigerian family and sends Funk to live with other maternal grandparents at a remote estate in rural England. Okay, so I'm going to say right here, right now, that Royal England in the 70s wasn't exactly very welcoming. So I have a feeling this is going to be like a racism card, but we shall see, because it did mention it in here. Yeah, a vicious victim of her aunt's racism and condescension. Starts to fit in, even dropping her Nigerian name and going by Kate, but the aggressions still pile on. That one is probably going to give you the feels, but I think it's worth a read. So moving on to this one. Alright, so this one over here caught my eye. So, Ruined Little Women When We Are Born. That's kind of a little bit of a morbid title. So apparently this one is about a whole bunch of Indian short stories all mixed together. I'm not a real big short story person, but at the same time, you don't get very many based on Indian. So we're gonna, my pen is going here. We're gonna look into that one. Libby Lost and Found. So this one's probably also gonna be heart-wrenching, because the following children's series and the mystery surrounding the identity of its author have whipped the world into a frenzy. But the anonymous author, Libby Weeks, is in trouble because Libby's fictional and friends, her characters Benjamin, Huberzine, and Everly, have been trapped in a forest since the previous book because Libby can't seem to write the next installment. It's not writer's block, it's dementia. So this is an author dealing with dementia. Knowing how difficult dementia is for patients, because I witnessed it, it's very, very hard on people. This seems like a whole different ball field. So we're going to look into this one, because being an author with dementia probably has to be one of the hardest things that you can even think of. So the only other one here is Only Here, Only Now. Books is on set in 1994. She's 14 and lives alone with her mother, a wheelchair user in... Okay, so as Cora and her mother wait for approval on an application for a better house in Abbotscraig, a school psychologist recommends the restless Cora be checked for anxiety and for being hyper. Like Newland's, Cora has ADHD, which she describes as saying, "It's like you're always tired, but you can never rest." That is actually a very good description of what that feels like. So, probably going to look into this one. Yeah, so I'd say this is a very successful page, because I have so many now I got to look forward to. So moving forward, this is our reviews for nonfiction. I've already looked through. There's really nothing that really catches my attention. A lot of topics that I just don't really read about. So this page we're going to skip. Once again, another nonfiction page. And again, there's nothing that I really want to read on this end. Going over to young adult. Here's a graphic novel. I've been trying to stay away from graphic novels because I'll finish them way too quick. I can do a lot of those all at once. But this one, I know I probably have on my list somewhere, and I've been seeing a lot of it lately. I have been trying to get into horror books a little bit more. This one is about a shy Australian boy whose favorite creative outlet is writing grotesque fairy tales. Since age 12, he's been on the border of the United States, going to an academy, and let's see, what's the rest of it? Even the forests in the back feel like home. His favorite person aside from his twin sister, Dove, is broodingly handsome roommate Thomas Ray, an artist who brings Andrew's imagined monsters to vivid life on the page. So I have a feeling this is going to be probably LGBTQ, but we shall see. Okay, so this is something new. We don't have very many middle grade or children's books that get an interview like this with Bookpages, but apparently this one, he is an author who writes very similar to Beverly Clary. This is about a 6-year-old girl starting first grade and her brother. There's a whole new different series by this author that's very similar to how Ramona and those stories with Henry and all those played out. Because I do enjoy that series. This may be something that I may look into later on if I decide that I need more children's books in the house. Normally, children's authors don't get a whole page to themselves, so they must be really, really good. Okay, so we're on our children's section right now, and this is the only one out of all these that have caught my eye so far. This one deals with a 13-year-old. She deals with a friendship with Rachel. She is apparently a master manipulator. Those kind of books always get me mad, but at the same time, I love reading about them, because this not only deals with, you know, friend bullying, that's what I call it. It's a friend bully. Also dealing with cyberbullying on top of it, and just, oof. So, I may read into that one a little bit later. Some more children's, nothing, once again, that caught my eye very much. A lot of them are the picture books. And then we have our Meet the Author. So for this month, we have Jeff Drew. Definitely different than what a lot of people have done. A lot of people just draw their own. Apparently, he took a lot of his actual pictures and incorporated them in here. And then we have our Beck, which is just Night Sky Shade. I am looking forward to reading the first one, Light Lark, to see if it's a series that I'm going to end up reading. But considering the mixed reviews I've heard about this one in particular, I may or may not like it. This is a very divided series, so I'll have to let you guys know what I think of this, because I think this is one teetering on the edge between good and bad. There weren't very many that I was actually interested in this. A lot in the fiction department, and that always happens. Always. But I was very surprised to find the webtoon one that's in there. Always a good read to look and see what's new, what's going to be coming out, and all the books that I've been looking forward to reading for a long time. Still in my memory a little bit. But I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys did too. And that was your little update on what's new, what's big, and ones that pretty much are going to be my predictions that'll make it big. We shall see. So I thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you guys watching me on my videos, giving me a like, thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. It'll help me keep giving you guys more videos every week, or majority every week. I know last week I didn't exactly do a video, but that's okay, because I do have quite a few videos coming up. I'm working on it. We're still a work in progress, and that's okay. But I am very looking forward to the holidays so much. It is my favorite time of year, and it's finally getting cold in Florida. It was 58 this morning. I actually had to go out in pants to go walk my dog. I'm so happy. I am ready for the holidays. I am so ready. I am looking forward to my concert tonight. I will let you guys know how that went as well, if you guys want to look on my social media. Love you, read your drinking teas, and I'm going to go read some more. Bye!